Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You don't have to remove the magnet, yeah?
I guess you don't. But yeah, that's why I'm getting rid of one of my things. And they're relatively...
Well, maybe you do, because maybe they would get stuck to the inside of your...
dryer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably would. But, yeah, I mean, you could always just sew a little pocket in and then put a little Velcro on it or something. Have a little quick release, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I did up here.
Oh, my.
I feel like I need to do
You had a little quick release up here? Your words, not mine.
I always refer to it as a premature release.
Oh, okay. That's fair. How immature of me. We hate to be immature up here. If I get a call, you have to sit there quietly, though, while I take the call.
Yes.
All right. Don't you fucking forget it.
I'm just gonna sit there like that fucking guy on Crab Battle. Ole, 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 ole.
Please do not. Specifically, do not, actually. If there's one thing, if there's one single thing
I've ever asked you.
I know I don't ask for much, but I'm begging you. Why does this sound terrible? Sounds terrible. Oh, that's much better. We're playing Resident Evil 3 now. Hey, Moore, how's it going?
Burp.
Barp. Here, I'm gonna send you some pictures, Moore. Oh, no, you're good. I, took a nap, and then woke up 30 minutes later, and then took another nap. Just thank God, because I only slept for 3 hours at home. We just decorated our office. Wow. No, Jill, don't shoot yourself, please. Something sounds weird about this audio. Oh, dude, what if the Windows update changed my audio settings or something? Or made, Bluetooth sound worse? Because this does not sound good.
Maybe it's just a shitty game.
No, it's not, because it was sounding fine yesterday before the update.
Thanks, Obama.
Right? I do blame Obama, actually. I'm going to try relaunching it. That's what I'm going to try doing. What is this? Vermintide 2 is free to keep until November 24th. You should get it.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you.
What the fuck is Vermintide?
You ever play Left 4 Dead?
Yeah, I think with you.
Yeah, I'm sure we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've also done other stuff, but yeah, I mean, you've played the zombie-ass games. It's Left 4 Dead, but
Like everybody was comparing sizes at that age. It just seemed
some friends don't have it yet.
the
Cool.
normal thing to do for kids. You saying it's the new Left 4 Dead?
No, it is Warhammer Left 4 Dead.
Oh.
So there's two. There's Vermintide and Darktide. Vermintide is like the Warhammer fantasy side, but you
Yeah.
fight rats.
Yeah, okay. That's like the old school Warhammer, not the 40k. It's a race and I don't know what they're called.
What is, sorry, Warhammer, oh, the racing one?
No, not the racing one. It is a race in the old school Warhammer. It
Oh,
was,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
lizard,
Lizard folk.
salamanders.
Or are they called Skaven? I think that
Skaven, yeah.
Skaven's the rat folks. So the lizard folk are the yeah.
Yeah.
I am Lord. Yeah. DTS Headphone X. What is this? Why did they? Oh, Dolby something. It's got to be Dolby something. Oh, they keep adding all these new settings on Windows for audio. Yeah, Fantasy Battles and all 40,000 of them, you know? He's a big 40K fan rather than fantasy.
I'm not a 40K fan. Yeah.
I mean, you like it, yeah?
Yeah, I enjoy it. I'm not like a tabletop connoisseur.
Oh my god, I know what's wrong. They did update my audio settings. More volume settings. Okay, I know what they did, those bastards. Okay, input. This headset should never be a default device, and in fact, was supposed to be disallowed to ever be used. And I need to go into this fucking settings. God damn it, okay. Oh my god, that sounds way better. What I should do is I should play Rogue Trader with him. You want to play Rogue Trader?
Me?
Yeah. Do you know what Rogue Trader is?
I feel like you mentioned that last time you were here.
So it's, you ever play Baldur's Gate?
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate, but it's Warhammer 40k.
Okay, I think I've seen some ads for that.
You probably have. Maybe. It's pretty big. They're about to do, what are they about to do? Dark Heresy.
What are they about to do?
Oh, like the Horus?
No, Dark Heresy is the Inquisition.
I don't remember
What the fuck? Okay, we just loaded the save, and I swear... Oh, my crispy ASMR zombie bites. I swear it has undone my setting. Hold on, we're just gonna exit out. Listen, it's not about that. It's about, like, having these Bluetooth headphones not sound like everything's coming through a tin can.
That's just like the way you did it back in the day, though.
What, Bluetooth?
Not tin cans.
Oh, you know it. My house was a little more well off. We had 11 cans, thank you. What did I say? Oh,
Wow.
my wife was talking about stuff we're getting for Thanksgiving, and she's like, I need 2 cans of green beans. I'm like, what do you need the Guinness Beer Bird for? She's like, what?
Wait, toucan is a Guinness beer bird?
Yeah.
You would know that, wouldn't you?
I would. You know why? Because I was in Ireland, and I went to the Guinness factory.
Nobody asked, Sean.
Yeah, but I'm bringing it up anyways. See? I could not tell you why. But it is cute. Look at it.
I don't have my glasses. You made me stop and put on my glasses. You could have just said it like Toucan Sam.
Yeah, well, you don't know what a toucan... I thought you knew what a toucan was. I assume
don't
it's a
know
joke
why I
about
was
having 2 cans instead of 1, but...
I think you. I got that.
Did you?
No, the jokes are always better than you have to be walk through.
What if you're a dreadnought? Yo, what if you are a dreadnought? Listen, I don't mind walking you through all my jokes. In fact, I actually take pleasure in it.
Yeah, I like it.
Have I ever... Oh, man. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, oh, nothing. I was
I'm about to tell you my favorite joke
okay.
in the whole world. I think it is the funniest joke. I think this... And people hate this joke, and I don't know why. Because they're stupid. They're big, dumb babies, and I hate them. Okay. This man's reading the paper, okay? And he sees an ad for a talking dog on a farm nearby that's free. The farmer's just giving this dog away.
Okay.
And he's like, what? That's ludicrous. That doesn't make any sense. So he goes out to this farm, goes up to the farmer. He says, Farmer, is it true? Do you really have a talking dog? And he's like, yeah, the dog's out back. Go see for yourself. So guy goes around the farm, finds a dog, goes up to the dog. He's like, dog, is it true? Do you really speak? And the dog says, well, of course I speak, but that's not the coolest thing about me. Like, I started as a canine dog, helping police officers sniff out drugs and bombs in airports. And then 9/11 happened, and I helped dig people out of the rubble. And then I finished off my career working in the Alps, helping find avalanche survivors, people who
Those
were
are all different breeds of dogs specialized for their unique search and rescue
Okay.
or identification.
Yeah, well, listen to
Continue.
listen to the rest of the joke.
Okay.
So this guy is like, wow, this dog is like amazing. He goes back up to the farmer. He's like, farmer, why are you giving this dog away for free? And the farmer says, because he's a liar.
But he still talks.
but he just tells lies all day.
So what?
He doesn't say anything worth.
People do that shit.
Yeah, I know.
Look at our
There.
president.
Yeah, I know. I'm well aware that he's a jackass too.
What was that cough? Is that for your sponsor?
No, yeah, it actually was. Actually, that was me telling the the FBDCI BQLBG to step off,
BTQ?
to call off the hit on you
Oh, yeah.
because you were being too base there.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're
Like this snowflake or something.
you're a-okay. Okay, hold on. Enable these stupid devices so we can go in and disable this aspect of it. And then we go back to the game. And it still sounds like it's in a tin can. Yeah. I'm Lloyd. Meh, 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 meh.
That's actually what I sound like.
That, you know what? It's actually spot on. Spot on.
Okay.
Why would they do this? Just put tin cans on top and go with it. With Arthur's voice, farmer. Hey, farmer! No, that's not a good Arthur's voice. We could do much better Arthur's voice.
Who's Arthur?
From Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, yeah.
Arthur.
I was thinking of the
Arthur!
Arthur the Aardvark.
Oh, yeah?
You know, from Arthur,
Yeah, no, I know.
the beloved PBS cartoon character.
Our King Arthur? Yeah. No, King Arthur. But you know what? He could be black. I don't care. I don't mind. I'd watch the movie, especially if it was Idris Elba. Can I get a what?
I mean,
What, you don't like Idris Elba?
I love Idris Elba.
He's a good-looking guy. Good-looking fella.
Yeah. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying, white roles should go to white actors, and black roles should be
Played by other
envisioned
white
as
as
white
black actors.
in blackface. Okay. Look at this.
Idris Elba was in Guy Ritchie's movies.
Yeah. I don't know
He
about-
is in Guy Ritchie movies.
I don't know about Snap.
Wait, hold on.
but He was in
Hold-
Rock and Rolla.
Yeah, which is my favorite of the Guy Ritchie movies. I was gonna actually try and...
It fucking would be.
What? You don't like Rock and Roll? Well, to be fair, it's the one I saw first.
No, I never said I didn't like it. I mean, I was able to recall it off the fucking. And it had Gerard Butler.
Yeah. You mean Gerard Butlicker?
Butlick, yeah. Oh my god. You know, in 300, they didn't use any CGI
For him, I know.
for any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about getting spit roasted by Gerard and Fassbender.
Is Michael Fassbender in 300?
Yeah, he was in it.
Is he the second in command dude?
No, that's oh fuck.
Michael
The guy who
Fassbender.
this spoof
300.
of 300 is he's played by the old Hercules.
Oh, he is the second in command guy.
No, he's not.
Or no, then he's the one that tells the stories?
The second in command guy has the son who gets decapitated.
So
Yeah.
he gets decapitated.
No, he's not the one who tells the story.
Because that's the guy that loses his eye, and he looks like it's not Aaron Eckhart, but it looks like Aaron Eckhart.
A little bit, yeah. All right, pull up 300. He's just like some regular fucking grunt Spartan guy.
Not that. We don't want that one. We want this one. All right, 300.
All right, go to cast.
Boop.
And I don't know any of their respective names.
King Leonidas.
6'1".
Dilios.
Michael Fay. Celios.
Well, he's named Dilios. Dilios is the one who like is
Yeah, the
loses his
narrator.
eye, and he has my favorite line in the movie. When he loses an eye, he's like, "I
Crikey,
see."
me arm.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, crikey, man! Oh man, fucking busting me ass here." No, his line is
It's gonna be Dr. Doolittle. Then we'll fight in the shade.
no. That's I think Leonidas says that one. No, his is they come up to him and he's like, "How are you doing with your eye and everything? I can still fight. God saw fit to bless me with the spare."
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Oh, oh,
Well,
you're quite the
God
fella."
didn't see fit to bless you with depth perception.
True. Do I have to re-enable the device and then tell it not to use any audio?
This is like the lamest Twitch stream ever.
Yeah, well, that's not my fault.
It kind of is.
Maybe it is.
Aren't you supposed to, like, I don't know, systems check, you know?
No, I didn't know that they just changed this. And I don't know why they changed this. And yeah, it pisses me off a little bit, okay? Previously, I just had the device completely disabled. So no, like nothing could use it for audio. No, this is not the default for communications either.
Gotta put some securing features in here.
Wait, hold on. As this should be used as default audio. Yes. Test. Okay, yeah, it's still going.
Testes.
Testes. Why did they do this to me? I might have to backdate this and Windows update off. This is the stupidest change that I think they've ever done. I don't know why they did this.
What about when they took 2 spaces after a period and turned it to 1?
No, it was totally based.
What the fuck does based mean?
It's
Like
It's
a
like-
cookie?
it's like
Daddy, what's the
it's a stupid joke based on like when you're arguing with somebody when they say based on what, and like being based is like
Oh.
it's like it's just being
factually
dumb.
supported.
Yeah, it's just a dumb. Based. Super based. Something has got to be trying to use this damn headset.
It's, okay. Sorry, that was a jarring snap.
Let's try this again, I guess. Okay, I think it's fixed now. Jesus.
I've heard that before.
You know what I've heard before?
I love you from your parents.
I've heard the Black Star album.
What is that?
David Bowie. God, I don't. Hold on, this doesn't sound right.
Oh. I thought you said it was fixed. Fake news.
Maybe Streamlabs is trying to use it as a device.
Whispering on
Oh, whispering eye, oh, whispering eye. You would be a big fan of Role Models, the movie.
it. It is so funny.
It is a funny movie. And the actors in it are quite good.
Plaintiff Jane Doe. Later prejudice and no lesser sugar.
Okay, that sounds okay.
Okay, that'll pull back there. Alright.
I have a stupid theory as to why it's doing this. And it's going to make me really, really angry.
Really, considering you have thought that you had fixed the problem on.
Well, okay, so here's what I think it's doing. Is I think...
It's being a Krampus right now.
it is being a bit of a Krampus. And that's supposed to be me. I'm supposed to be the Grinch here.
Are they the same?
No, they're not. Okay, so Resident Evil 3 got released with this stupid other game called Resident Evil Verse, RE-Verse, which was supposed to be like Death by Daylight, all this other stupid ass bullshit. Like,
Wait,
where
is
you,
Resident Evil 3 new?
it got remade.
Alright.
So it's like 4 years old.
You're.
The one I'm complaining about right now, the one I'm trying to play right now.
Yeah.
And because it got released with the online one at the same time, I think it's using the same net code for it. So I think it's trying to default use my headphone audio, which should not be a loud device at all. I don't allow...
Sean, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I didn't know what half that shit that you just said was.
That's
And
fair.
It seems like a stupid fucking conspiracy theorist. And I would imagine that they would have thought of, like, let's not use the same software now that we used, you know, however many years ago when we made it, guys.
No, like, so they released RE-Verse, the online Death by Daylight
Okay.
multiplayer game along with Resident Evil 3 at the same time. So when you bought Resident Evil 3, you got RE-verse. So it's using the same game code for it.
Oh, okay.
So it's trying to use my headphones audio device, which makes, since it's Bluetooth, it makes it sound like shit. It makes it sound fucking terrible, but I hate wearing headphones. I think headphones are the god-awful worst thing in the world.
That's fair.
They put dents in people's heads, and then you fucking have to cry into your own fucking sick. I don't know.
You know what? When your kid has some kind of sensory like stimulation and he needs to wear headphones.
That's different. But also, I would say it's not that they need to wear headphones, it's that they want to block out sound, and noise-canceling headphones would be better for that. Or earbuds, which is what I use. So I don't have to hear your dumbass talking shit.
I was invited.
You were invited. You know you can just, this device off, just pull it out. No, I will fix. I can't pull it out because it's my earbuds that I'm trying to use for audio.
Why don't you use different headphones?
Because then I'd have to use actual headphones. So basically, because it's on Bluetooth, and it's...
Do you want my headphones?
No, because that won't fix it.
They're
And here's why it won't fix it. Is because it's on Bluetooth, okay? So it wants to use the microphone built into the headphones, okay? And when you're using Bluetooth to receive audio and send audio, it's using too much of that bandwidth.
You can't shut off the mic aspect of
I have disabled it in my computer.
because you have that big phallus sitting right in front.
I know,
of
this
you.
big thing that I like fucking jerk off every night, yeah.
He's slobbering all over it.
So when it's using both the receiving and sending, the audio goes to shit.
When it does DVDA, oh man, yeah, it just
Like the audio in it sounds like it's coming through a tin can. And it shouldn't be allowed to use it at all. But I think it's still trying to access this device, and I hate it. I hate it for it, and I want to stab it. It drives me crazy. Okay, so I love my sister. I love him.
yeah. You've told me how much you loved your sister.
Okay, calm down. That's how bad rumors get started. Thank you.
Okay.
No. No, I love my sisters, but she came over and she was trying to do some audio like adjustment stuff, and she let me use her AirPods for a second because she's like, these sound way better to hear, like to do all the audio testing through. So I put on one. I'm like, this sounds absolutely terrible, and I realized why. It's because of the one thing, but she couldn't hear the difference.
They're a woman's headphones.
No, it's because the microphone was being enabled on it
By a woman.
by a woman. Yeah.
Sean, I have heard a whole lot of crazy ideas
Mhm.
as to why you're garbage.
As to why I'm garbage.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. What's the number one? What's the number one that you've heard?
Well, you've got tin can sound and audio right now.
Well, actually, I have 11 cans, but thank you.
That's true. I
I
mean,
like these
it's-
tech issues type of streams. Yeah, people get to learn so much from me.
I'll keep it tape. Well, fuck, it might be too thick. Too thick.
Well, I think it's Resident Evil doing it because let's pull up music now and let's check against that. Listen to this stupid song from Sia. Ay, caramba.
I have to grab my other curtain.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Well, I didn't want to bring too much.
You should have.
You know,
I don't care.
at least down here. So, in my back. I have been so productive.
I'm actually being productive, but well, technically, definitionally, yes.
Because I still haven't seen Resident Evil game.
Right, but I'm being productive.
Have you?
Yeah, and that I've identified what the problem is. I'm just trying to get
You've
to.
identified the problem like
Yeah,
4 times.
Well,
Each of which
has been the same thing. I've just reiterated it. You know. I am working on fixing it. That's being productive.
but there has not been a desired effect produced, right? Is that productive? The efficacy of the intent? Never a whole lot of complaining.
Oh yeah, I'm a big. Listen, we do big time complaining here. You got a problem with that? You know what's great about complaining? It's free,
Well, and you can like.
and everyone can
nice
do it.
Tonal inflection and how real whiny. What?
But my little earbuds. How many Resident Evil games will he get through? I'm not going to get through all of them in November, and I thought I would. I can play most of these within an hour. That's the.
Really? Because I
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's the crazy thing here.
Maybe I'm your bad luck.
Oh my god, this sounds way better now. Okay, I think we got it.
Okay, we'll see how long it lasts.
We will see how long it lasts. What do we have that? Oh, we cranked it up though. This sounds way better though. I think we actually got. I think we finally got it. My god,
You probably heard that I was.
that does not sound better.
Hey.
Ay caramba.
Oh yeah, look at that. Now I got a couple of little like magnets.
I think that's pretty clever.
Top. You know, for a fucking idiot. Oh good. Well, I'll hang out and make fun of you for not playing a game. What is that hair or that fucking hat? And greasy hair, to be honest. Those 2 shots. Very chunky hair shots. Oh.
Okay, we do have it fixed now.
Well,
Who you
I
talking to?
don't
You
hear
talking to me?
anything, so-
What? You
What?
being a Grinch? Am I dealing with big Grinch right now? Huh?
Yeah, big grand.
Are you just mad because you don't have a Christmas hat with Christmas lights in your area that you're not supposed to technically have? Ebenezer splooge. Good grief. And yet I haven't gotten through them. Why is everyone being a critic today? Why are you all being Grinches?
Be better and you wouldn't have to be.
Be better, and you guys.
All right.
Makes me angry that you're kind of right.
Feeling frustrated?
I'm getting a little frustrated. I'm getting a little frustrated here. But we got the audio situation sorted, so we're into it better. Did you send me a picture of the cat?
What?
She sent me a picture of the cat, apparently.
Oh, you have a picture of a cat? You want to see a cat with no fur on his tail?
Mm,
It's disgusting, but
Oh, yeah?
it's slowly growing back.
that's great. You have shown me it.
Oh, okay. It's very unsettling. I showed Vanessa. She's trying to eat. I was like, oh my god. Okay.
Like, how dare you? You're just mad because we could beat this within a couple of hours.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Is right.
Shut up.
Okay, so these are just gonna stand up later on, no matter what. The cat is adorable. Cat's always adorable, though. Nine 937. Remember that.
6-7.
937.
6,
937. 937. We're gonna remember 937, and we're not gonna have somebody say stuff
6,
to fuck up 937. Nine, 3, 7. Hey, it worked. Okay, our inventory might be too full.
Hey, Sean, I think you're over encumbered.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe just a smidge. But it's okay because we fixed the audio. We do have a holy hand grenade. In fact, you know what? Hey, Lloyd's trying to bully me about Christmas.
Okay, you're being bullied by somebody who's sewing a fucking curtain right now.
Why are you trying to oppress me in my holiday? There's a war on Christmas, you know.
Well, happy holidays to you too. Alright. I wonder if I should have.
Oh, now she's quoting the holy hand grenade lines to me.
Should I have a magnet in the center just to help distribute weight?
That's not a big curtain, so no, I don't think you need it.
You know, it's a tiny rod, you know? Because that way, like, once these are attached.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know why you're bothering with a rod.
Because the rod is how I hang the curtain.
But why wouldn't you just hang another magnet up on the edges, and then you just pull it taut, magnets?
Okay, you want me to magnetize a fucking wooden door?
Yeah.
Yeah, just put magnets on wood. The door.
You just drill a small hole into it, and then you embed the magnet into it with some glue.
Or you can buy a curtain rod and just set it on one of those. I didn't bring it down.
I'm not saying you have to drill through the whole door. I'm just saying you put like a little indent in it and you put the magnet into it and then you just. I make Warhammer miniatures, okay, and I've magnetized them. Don't try and like say that now you're in my wheelhouse, buddy. Now you're stepping into the ring of hanging out and having a really good time.
Yep. Hanging out with buds.
Yep, just as they do.
That's what I did differently. Oh, okay. You can say, why is this one poofier? Because I fucked it up.
By sewing at an angle.
Sewing in into this like back fold over, and I should have. That's why there's this little fat lip right there. Not smooth.
Not smooth. Where is his Christmas spirit? I don't know. He's a total Grinch. He's Grinch maxing.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Oh, about me.
Yeah.
Hey, I heard magnets are really good for computers. You want me to?
You know what? We use SSDs here.
Are those solid state drives?
Correct. You know what that means? Solid state drives don't have moving parts, so a magnet actually would not affect it.
Let's put it to the test.
I mean, I'd rather you didn't, because there are still like moving fans and
How
stuff.
about monitors? Yeah, I'm trying to work over here.
Yeah.
I'm waking.
I'm walking here. Oh no, is somebody in there? Suck this dick, indeed.
Oh shit, I didn't. Oh yeah, there's my tape measure.
We're using a different handgun? Oh, we are. We'll use the one that the game wants us to use. All I want to know is why are you hating on Monster Hunter, and why are you hating on
Who's hating on Monster?
you?
Me?
Yeah, you. Every day. That's all you talk about is how much you hate Monster Hunter.
First of all, I have played Monster Hunter since the fucking original on PlayStation 2.
I don't even know if that's true.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Because I couldn't even play online until I got the backwards compatible PlayStation 3. So I had to like solo the fucking cut cube.
I know.
Dude,
I think the first time I played Monster Hunter was at your place. I think.
You were gaslighting me.
I am totally... No, I'm not gaslighting you on that. That's true.
No, I mean the...
You hating Monster Hunter?
Yeah.
That's not gaslighting. That's just straight up lying. I'm not trying to make you believe it. I'm trying to make other people. I'm gaslighting other people, maybe.
That's that I'll allow.
Okay. Is it gaslighting? No, no, because that wouldn't be... I'm not trying to make them think something different happened that they were there for. I'm just straight up lying. Telling those little white lies. Oh yeah, somebody's got to have this privilege. Why not me?
So,
Why shouldn't it be me?
7 inches is how
Is what you wish that you were at?
girthy. Ooh. 7 inches around.
Are you about to hit me with that Skibbity Toilet remix? Is that what you're doing?
Oh my god! First of all, like, I will say that just to
Mhm.
make my kid cringe. I don't like embarrassment.
Yeah. That way they stop saying it.
Yeah, but now I just say it too often.
Mhm.
It's so skibbity.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the stupid shit that I do just to embarrass me. It's totally worth it.
It's turlet humor is what it is. Oh god.
You're totally humor.
No, you're turlet humor. It literally is toilet humor.
Yeah, I guess the origin comes up in the character.
You know what's made in Gary's mod?
I have tried to explain Gary's mod to her, and it's like she plays Roblox. So ask her like, don't you want to play a really fun sandbox? That's
You can do a lot of cool stuff in it.
like, no, that's old. You're old.
Mhm.
You're fucking stupid.
Now the current slang is uncle.
Uncle?
Yeah.
You have to explain that one to me.
Yeah. I have to?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like just usually a way to be like it's basically I think kind of slang to like basically say basically no
Super intolerant?
no, you're
Dang, there's so many.
like a loser basically.
Oh.
Like you're somebody's like kind of I mean it's not like full on loser cuz you're like cool uncle who is just living alone and stuff like that like
Oh, who's like divorced and
like yeah, but your life kind of sucks is also kind of the implication.
and won't, talk about anything except that one, high school football moment of stardom.
Hell yeah. Why shouldn't I? The lockpick. We got the lockpick that we already kind of have.
Look at all these bobby pins, man.
I see.
We have got like a million lockpicks
Maybe.
in an old school Bayer.
Yeah. Bingo bango bo.
Bingo, bango, bongo. I just want to get these anchoring. Oh man, that was
So if you really want me to, we could load up Resident Evil 2 and we could get through that in probably hour 30 with me not remembering all the puzzles. If I skip all the cutscenes and everything.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, you.
I haven't even been watching what you're
Oh, no, I know. I'm well aware.
I don't know the difference between
Why did I
the game
skip
that you're
it?
playing and the game you're asking me about.
Fair enough.
Sounds like some kind of numerical difference. 6, 7.
Yeah, basically.
I want you to play whatever game makes you happy.
Everything makes me happy. I'm a generally happy and positive person.
The Epstein list.
I'm very happy that it's getting released. Although I don't think it actually exists. I don't think there's a true blue Epstein list that exists.
Yeah, they're flight logs.
There's flight logs, yeah. But okay, so what the Epstein list is supposedly a list of people who will go to Epstein Island to participate in debaucherous acts with like minors that Epstein could use to blackmail people.
You don't think that he has any kind of a
I don't think he has any kind of a list
cachet
like
of
that.
leverage against people?
I believe. Okay, if he had a cachet of leverage against people, why would he have gone to jail?
Okay. Well, the people who were
That's what I'm saying. I don't believe he actually has a actual true blue like list of that. I think he has. There's a lot of documents out there that I think will be, if not incriminating at the worst, it will look very, very badly for specific people. Yeah, for sure. Like, there's going to be stuff that comes out that is not going to look good for people, and it's going to make them look really, really terrible, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
etc.
you're associating with a known, child sex trafficker. I thought you were saying there's no list, as in, like, he wasn't doing anything wrong. And
No, I think there's no, like, blackmail list, essentially. Because that's what the list is supposed to be, is a list of people who were going there
maybe people will have like the idea of like a school director, you know, it's like, I don't think it's necessarily set up like that, but it can be, you know, like an SSD. I don't even know what that is. It's got no moving parts. No, but I mean, somebody
did we just
in
die?
that,
How did we die?
niche like sexual proclivities.
Yeah.
I can't imagine he wouldn't have some kind of mutually assured destruction, you know, worst case scenario.
He might have something along those lines.
Yeah, that is just like the
But-
colloquial.
But I mean,
point.
but the whole point is like it's supposed to be a blackmail list that, you know, he could use to manipulate people and do whatever.
Yeah, I think that is a huge part of the political kind of game.
The fuck? God damn it! Sorry.
Right?
What?
I mean, extortion, leverage.
No, I agree, but I'm saying I don't think he has like an actual true blue list of like.
APAC, though, you know, you speak like pejoratively against any kind of like the Israeli government basically committing genocide and you're anti-Semitic.
I mean, we could go. If you want, I can debate you on that, but I don't think you want to debate on that. I'm very like politics is like the soup I swim in all day if I could.
Okay, Gaza.
Yeah.
You don't think that there is a humanitarian crisis that?
I think the humanitarian crisis that's being created there is being created from Hamas.
Okay.
Per capita, Gaza receives the most humanitarian aid than anywhere else in the world.
What does that have to do with anything? Right? It's
The people that are being, what I'm saying there is the humanitarian crisis is the people there are being oppressed by Hamas, the group that they elected.
okay.
Now
Hamas
we could-
has been in power for decades.
Now we could
And
say-
Hamas has been allowed to remain in power because Netanyahu needed an ossifying factor.
Listen,
It was something he could control.
I don't.
You hear that? Yeah. Well, yeah, we struck a chord here.
That was a little weird.
It was.
It had to have been one of the like return airs coming on or something, because that's what those are.
Sure. I feel
Did
like
one of them like? Hold on, wait. Did one of the things let go? Maybe.
they're all still.
But it's all
supported.
hanging at all the right spots. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't hang them up because I had.
Oh,
better
this
things
one I
to do.
think maybe. No, that one's still there. That one's there. That one's there. Weird. That was really bizarre.
That was.
It had to have been the vents kicking on. Anyways.
Fair enough.
Okay,
So even though they received the most
they
humanitarian
okay. So
aid,
first
is
off,
what
they
is-
receive the most humanitarian aid.
Okay, then how is there still a man-made fucking famine? Have you not seen?
There's no okay. If
You're
how many
saying there's
people?
no-
How many people? What happens to a population during a famine? Does it increase or decrease?
It decreases.
Okay.
You're saying that their population has increased?
Yes,
What's the population? Population of what?
of the Gaza Strip.
Which is
I don't know the specific population. I don't know the specific number.
Palestinians.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because it is.
Their population's
they're-
increased.
How has it increased?
Yes, this is the problem. Yes, it has increased. We can look at the if you want here. Palestinian population. I think Netanyahu is a terrible person. I think Netanyahu is using the crisis to remain in power.
A crisis that he created. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he's created it necessarily, but I think he is more than happy to use
Hamas as a means
Yes.
to. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
he's not incentivized to try and actually find peace.
No shit. Like, okay, as far as the hostages,
Mhm.
bombing any kind of hospital, right? Those are not only an act of terrorism itself, but a
Mhm.
humanitarian, war crime.
Okay, so the population in 2017 was 1.9 million. Okay. Population 2022, 2.17 million. Population in 2023, which just is listed as an estimate, 2.2 million. And then population 2024, which is just, again, listed as an estimate, is 2.04. So they're saying they went down 0.16 million between 2023 and 2024. Now, Those are both listed as estimates. I think there is number of total population from 1950 to 2015. Okay. Oh, this only goes to 2015 though.
Okay, how about, does that take into account displaced refugees?
Okay, so this is specifically the Gaza Strip population has gone up by about 20,000 people every year, including the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay,
Per this
war
website,
start?
per
what is
worldpopulationreview.com.
Okay.
Well, even if it started in 2023, the population is going up. So it's not a famine in the traditional sense. You could say that people are starving, but they're not starving to death there, is all I'm saying. Like, and I don't even know if people are necessarily starving there, like, because they receive more humanitarian aid than anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, what's being let in, because that is being dictated by...
One of the biggest criticisms of the Israeli military, the IDF, Israeli Defense Force, is that recently there was a humanitarian aid truck that was set to come in, that they told the path that it should take and everything, and they still hit it. They still bombed it. Which is really, really terrible and fucked up, and the IDF should not have done anything even remotely similar to that. That's horrible that happened.
That is just one of a litany of other horrific crimes committed against...
Such as what?
They have been killing... They will give people a, hey,
Okay.
you need to evacuate
Just to be
and go
clear.
to this safe zone, and then they will bomb the safe zone.
That's
They've
not true.
Heard, yes.
That's not true.
Okay, so you're saying that the IDF...
So
has
I'm saying...
No...
Okay. The IDF has dropped more bombs than it has killed people. Because they're not targeting civilians.
Yeah, they're targeting the infrastructure.
They're targeting infrastructure that Hamas is using, yes.
That Hamas is using... What are you talking about?
Who the hell is coming to my door?
Get up and say something. But anyways, all right. So just because they've dropped more bombs and they've killed people, they might be utilizing those bombs to just clear a path for them to move in, because that is one of the huge beliefs that they're doing.
Yeah, so settlers are not a good thing, is what you're getting at. Those are called settlers. where they.
Yeah, are taking the ancestral homeland of people that they are displacing.
Well, okay, I wouldn't say necessarily ancestral homeland, because also, if you want to go by that, that's the. Okay, so if you want to use ancestral homeland as like a metric, then that would be the Byzantine Empire. Byzantinium.
Okay, which hasn't existed in
Correct.
however long?
Which then what happened when they
fine,
fell
but
apart?
Not ancestral.
Well, then
but
who was decided that they should figure out how to sort it out?
the assumed Palestinian population, which has been a country since what? 19.
Palestine's not a country.
Yes, it is.
No,
Yes,
no, I don't think it is. I don't believe that.
it absolutely is.
Okay, let's look it up. Is Palestine a country?
That was one of the big war reparations promised to Israel. Operation Paperclip or whatever. So what's that?
Well, I'm just reading on it. It just says the Palestine region was ruled by various empires, which would have been
Ottoman.
the Ottoman Empire. Yep.
Big Prussian.
Which then fell apart, and then once the Ottoman Empire fell apart, the British Empire was
Yeah.
determined to be the people who would decide where the land goes and how it gets divvied up and everything. And they made a bunch of promises that they didn't keep on both sides. And eventually they decided that the Jewish population would be the people who controlled the area.
Okay.
Where it set up mandatory Palestine.
Let's look at a.
Mandatory Palestine was a British administrative territory that existed from 1920 to 1948 in the region of Palestine. After 1922, under the terms of the League of Nations mandate for Palestine, the British took the territory, deeming it presently unfit for self-governance. After an Arab uprising against the Ottoman Empire during the First World War in 1916, British Empire forces drove... Okay, blah, blah, blah. I'd rather get to more modern stuff rather than then. During the mandate, they saw successfully waves of Jewish immigrants, rise of nationalist movements in both the Jewish and Arab communities. Competing interests in the two populations led to 1936 to 1939 Arab revolt in Palestine and the 1944 to 48 Jewish insurgency in mandatory Palestine. To divide the territory into two states was passed in 1947. Okay, so yeah, in 1947 they became a state. So I am wrong on that. Sorry. What I meant to say, and this is my fault, so I should have been more clear, was that they were not a country prior to the Ottoman Empire.
Well, the Ottoman Empire was a fucking huge global superpower.
Yeah. We're about to die here. We're gonna have to go to the autosave, the last continue spot. So prior to that, it wasn't like a territory. So they don't have any like ancestral claim to the area. No more than any than Israelis do.
Well, the Israelis is supposedly some promised land for.
Oh, that's right. They just took out the blue herbs. What?
Okay, well, it has been an observed.
Yeah, no, it's a. I mean, it's a territory currently. Yeah,
Right.
it's a country now.
And so the
And-
belief or the intent of settlers to just move in and.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good thing. Like, I think that's one of the biggest fuck ups that the Israeli people do.
Okay, and so you don't think that people with that kind of.
I would go further than that. I would say that moving into a territory to with the intention of taking it over and separating it off from its host territory to another nation is an act of war.
Okay, and you don't think that kind of xenophobic or.
I think that Hamas constantly violates any treaties or agreements that they've had.
So does Israel.
Never first.
What the fuck are you talking about? They're the ones that were bombing hospitals.
Because Hamas is operating out of the hospitals, which makes it a military target.
So what? If you've got hostages, you don't shoot the fucking hostage.
Okay,
Right?
hold on. I have to remember the argument for this. If somebody's holding hostages, you wouldn't shoot the hostages. Unless you wouldn't risk the hostage. Unless somebody's holding someone hostage and shooting at people.
They're in a hospital. Why are they shooting at people?
Well,
If it's
yes,
in-
Hamas is operating out of that hospital, which makes it a military target because they were taking people there to torture them and imprison them. And it was connected to the tunnel network.
Oh, where the fuck is this tunnel network, by the way?
It's like I don't know how many miles it is.
And where...
It's a massive tunnel network under Gaza, which would be, why don't they have bunkers? Why don't they have bomb shelters?
Yeah, because there is no tunnel network.
There is.
There most definitely is not.
There
And just because,
absolutely is.
And just because somebody is using somebody as a hostage and shooting at you, again, that's not an argument.
Yes, you would potentially risk you would have to make a decision on if it's okay to risk the life of the hostage at that point. Yes.
And everybody else in the hospital.
Yes, which are the hostages? Yes, those are the hostages.
How is it able to operate as a hospital then, right?
Okay.
If they
yes.
are in an active hostage negotiation system or scenario, they weren't.
Okay.
Israel just bombed them. And also, let's keep in mind that the hostages released were after they had made negotiations with Israel. For
No,
a
I'm sorry.
ceasefire.
I'm sorry. When
And
you
then-
talk about hostages, I thought you were talking about the Palestinian people that Hamas were holding hostage. That they're holding their own people hostage. You're just talking about the Jewish hostages?
Okay, well that's different.
I thought you were talking about the Palestinians being held hostage by Hamas in hospitals.
Okay,
so
that-
I thought you were talking about Hamas is going into the hospital, taking over the hospital, and then holding the doctors and patients hostage, essentially, as human shields. Because you mentioned human shields, so that's what I thought you meant
Okay.
by that.
Again, that doesn't change the argument.
That they're using their own people as human shields.
That's like equating. That's like equating MAGA, an otherwise small representation of a greater population, right?
I think the MAGA movement is probably 40% of the Republican Party, but yeah, sure.
Okay, and let's say every American is MAGA, right?
I would say every Republican that has not fought back against Trump should be held in a Nuremberg-esque trial after Trump's administration.
I do think that they have this sycophantic.
Yeah,
fucking
they are a
ideation
death
of
cult.
him.
Yeah, they are a death cult. But everyone who has supported the freedom, the anti-constitutional, the authoritarian takeover that Trump has, they should all face some form of a trial. Yes.
Great. You and I are both in agreement, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now imagine that for Palestinians.
Okay.
Okay, and associating with Hamas, a entity that most of the living Palestinians, which are under
Okay.
20, look at
So-
that statistic too.
So we could.
You,
There's a couple things.
You can't-
One, first thing we would isolate down is, did the Palestinian people elect Hamas? Yes. The second question,
When was Hamas elected then?
we could pull up all the election data if you want.
You should, because if Hamas has been the elected power for 3 decades, and the predominant, age range is from
Hold on.
preteen to.
I'm going to finish my sentence because
Okay.
I listened to what you had to say. Hamas is the group that has been elected.
Sure.
They hold periodic elections, and Hamas wins in a landslide. Now, the question there is, are they fair and free elections? Generally, amongst the people of Palestine, Hamas does hold more than 50% approval,
Okay.
which means that generally the public supports them. Now, those numbers went up after October 1st?
October 7th.
October 7th, thank you.
Which is a horrific event, and
Which is a terrible event. Yeah, nobody's defending nobody should be defending what they did there, obviously. But so after that, their numbers after the counteroffensive and the checkpoints and a lot of the
All right, well,
defensive measures that Israel took, Palestine or Hamas approval went up in the region. But that's because, again, they were kind of going to war, and then when you're going to war, you kind of rally more around your elected officials rather than, rallying against them.
That is fair.
So that's not to say that it's like, right or wrong. But go on.
No, I think what Hamas did was horrific, obviously.
Sure.
But the reaction made by Israel has been just otherwise unprecedented.
But what would you say the reaction is? I like to get into the specifics of it. So I will encourage you to be as specific as possible. Like if there's something.
So they have used the October 7th
Yeah.
as a ratifying event to justify the militarized encroachment of Gaza and the West Bank.
Okay.
So if everybody in there is corralled, they are no longer free to come and go. It's a open air prison, as a term that's been used, right?
Well, okay, so people call it that, yes. But that's because the surrounding Arab countries will not let refugees leave there because they use it as a propaganda piece against Israel.
Use what as a propaganda piece?
The treatment of the Palestinians, they use that as a okay. So you're saying that they're being held in this open air prison, right?
Right.
And they can't leave, right?
That is correct.
And why can't they leave? Because the surrounding Arab nations won't let refugees leave.
Okay, so if Israel is to the east, Syria is
To the north.
And Egypt is across the Gulf.
Egypt would be on the other side of Israel. So they would have to go through Israel to get to Egypt.
Geography. Okay. So then,
I think the other place would be Jordan.
all right. So then
So it should be, if I recall, it's either Jordan, Syria, or Syria, Jordan, Syria, Jordan,
so they
West Bank.
They deny them access because they want to use
West Bank,
their
Gaza,
suffering as a
Israel.
means to. Right. Okay, then how does the majority of the elected officials in Israel view Palestinians? Do they even acknowledge?
Prior to October 7th, they had fairly, I don't want to say open borders, but it was very easy to go through the borders, and many Palestinian people worked within Israel. They held jobs, they went in there, they worked, they were very neighborly, everything was, for lack of a better word, kosher, if you will.
What? There's.
Yes. How many Palestinians lost their jobs in Israel after October 7th? Nearly 400,000 Palestinians lost their jobs because they could no longer get into Israel. Or no, I'm sorry. That's a different one. This one says 165,000 workers from the West Bank and Gaza who were employed in Israel and its settlements lost their jobs immediately after October 7th because they lost their work permits.
You don't think there's any kind of correlation with the settlements that were set up prior to the October 7th that basically kind of treated Palestinians it was almost apartheid?
I would not say it's anything like apartheid specifically because apartheid is something very, very specific, and it does not meet the.
How does it not meet the criteria? If you have a
If you want to definitely use what apartheid is, it does not. It's not an apartheid by definition of what apartheid. Okay, let's look at what apartheid specifically is because I know a lot of people like to throw this one around. Apartheid.
Okay, yeah, you have one people that are protected by laws and another people who are not.
And they are not citizens of Israel, though, right?
Right, but this is also in Palestine. And these settlements that have been...
But Israel is not the governing body of Palestine, correct? Of the West Bank or Gaza, right?
Correct.
So then it wouldn't be apartheid, right?
But they are still viewed as the...
But I'm saying, I'm only fighting on definition right now.
Okay, well,
I would not call it an apartheid, because an apartheid is specifically when a government has laws that apply to one group of citizens and a different set of laws that apply to a different group of citizens.
Okay. So
And
then,
the Palestinians are not citizens of Israel, and Israel is not governing West Bank and Gaza, so they don't set laws for West Bank and Gaza.
but it is their settlements. So
No, that's the
if-
Palestinian settlements, right? Because they're a country with the elected officials of Hamas.
Again, no, it's the Israelis are the ones that are settling the territory. They're the ones moving in.
So settlements are generally bad, yes. If it's not a designated area that Israelis can settle in, and they are moving in and encroaching on like Palestinian territory and making settlements there and essentially kind of blockbusting, that's bad. Yes.
Yeah,
That's not apartheid though. Because Israel's not governing the area and governing the Palestinian citizens.
But again, as they move in, it is more of the Israeli infrastructure that is basically coming in and
Right, but they're only governing the Israeli people. Like, I'm not saying it's good that
Right,
they're doing that, but they're not.
because they don't
Uh-huh.
support or they don't have any concern for the already residing
The living people, sure, yeah. The people living there.
the Palestinians.
Yeah. No, I agree. They're kind of like trampling on their like.
So then fine. If
But I'm just saying.
apartheid is not the technical term to use, I am saying that people are going into an area that is
going into an area that you don't own
correct.
and that is owned by another country and having land disputes and like trying to take over their territories is straight up bad, and it is straight up an act of war and aggression.
So then how is Israel not the aggressor?
I agree that's bad.
Okay.
They shouldn't do that. But every time the conflict starts, then they're only incentivized to continue to do it as a defensive measure. There are crazy Israeli people who are like, I'm going to go and live in this area and like basically start claiming it for Israel. And that is like horrendous. They should not be doing that. Israel should be saying, you cannot do that, and if you do that, you will get no protections from us. But they don't. They should, but they don't.
All right, then going back to the
Mhm.
humanitarian aid effort given to Palestinians,
Okay.
how much are we paying to the country of Israel as a country, right?
I don't know, but see, that's the great thing, is that we actually should be giving a lot of money to Israel and Palestine, because we give a lot of money to both, because that gives us the leverage to go in and negotiate peace.
What? How does that give us leverage?
Because if they want to keep receiving our money, it gives us leverage in the negotiation process. Why do you think Netanyahu came and met with Trump and apologized to I don't remember who he apologized to, and then they had that temporary like peace that they were going for with the hostages being released, and then immediately something broke it and bombs started getting fired again. So like recently Netanyahu came to the White House, met with Trump,
Yeah.
and then looked like a complete bitch when Trump made him call and apologize to like I don't know who. I want to say Soleimani, maybe. I don't know.
Why are we giving them money though if we have so many domestic issues between
Why are we giving Israel money?
anyone money?
Okay, well, because one, Israel, although not a traditional Western democratic government, still holds more ideals that align with the U.S. and help us get valuable information in the region, have a foothold in the region if something were to go wrong, and helps create world peace, which then helps prevent us from being attacked by foreign bodies.
Helps create world peace. Syria has been in a civil war.
You're saying why should we give them money, though? I'm telling you that it's the reason why. It's the same reason why we should give Ukraine money.
Okay, I do think that Ukraine and Zelensky were a democratically elected official being,
Yeah.
encroached on by Russia, which is a fucking authoritarian.
Yeah.
Just.
But it's the same reason why we should give them money and like support them, because it helps spread governments that are pro-Western ideologies and democratic ideologies, and they're sympathetic and like allied to us within the region. inversely, it's like the argument of like, do you just let Nazi Germany take over, or should the U.S. get involved?
Well,
Like,
we
do you just let them-
definitely should have gotten involved.
Well, so should France and like England and Spain, should they have gotten involved when Poland was taken over?
I mean, if you're allies
Probably.
with Poland,
Well, they probably should have, yeah.
but also, I mean,
But they didn't because they didn't think it was going to come for them. And then they started coming to Belgium, and then they started coming to France, and then they started, you know what I mean?
But then there were Nazi collaborators everywhere, even here in the United States.
Sure, probably. But my point is that you don't, like, you want to get governments that are sympathetic and allied with you, and you want to have leverage over them.
Okay.
Like that I'm speaking strictly as U.S. Not benefit, not U.S. like interest. Thank you. Yeah, this is strictly in the U.S. interest to both give money to Palestine and to Israel, and then to try and get them to get peace, and then have them be like, we like America. America is helping us and helping our country. We're not going to like join the Chinese and just a joint attack on America.
Okay, so if you're using Palestine there as a recipient for aid, wouldn't it just be benefiting Hamas? Right? So then why are we aiding a recognized terror group?
I don't know if Hamas is a recognized terror group. They might be, because there was some weird stuff with like the protests on campuses and trying to like label people as like people who were like pro-Palestine as like terrorist supporters so that they could deport people. That's part of the atrocities that we were committing against U.S. citizens here, which is horrible.
Or just people on fucking student visas too.
Yeah, well, those are citizens. They're not a.
So if we're
They're not a.
the self-proclaimed greatest country on Earth has such xenophobic reaction to something that we don't believe in.
I don't think we do.
Look at what we're doing to
I don't.
fucking Hispanics.
Well, hold on. So pause that. I don't think we do. Speaking about the people coming here to learn, and then protesting on campuses, Israel, and then getting like
Whoa, there's a difference between protesting
And then-
Israel and then just
protesting against Israel in the place there, and then getting put on lists and trying to get deported from the Trump government. I do not believe that the majority of people support what the government is doing there.
absolutely, because you can just say, hey, Palestinian people like recognize that they are in, dire need. You can't associate that with anti-Semitic ideation.
Sure.
They might have correlations.
No,
with
and I'm not
certain
saying
black
they're
ones.
being anti-Semitic or being like violent or like trying to cause violence to Jewish citizens. I'm just saying like I don't think the U.S. citizens, Republican or Democrat, in majority, hold the idea that we should be trampling people's freedom of speech and preventing them from.
Absolutely, that's our First Amendment right.
Yeah, I'm saying so you're saying like we're super xenophobic and everything. I'm saying I don't believe that to be like the general.
We kicked out somebody because she wrote some dissertation on.
Right. I don't believe the majority of Americans support that.
Okay, that's
Trump
what
Trump has the lowest approval rating of any president
Yeah.
in both of his terms, and it's
Yeah.
lower than any other president currently has ever been. I don't believe people support what his administration is doing. There are people, but even you yourself said that you don't think MAGA is the majority of Republicans. Or maybe
Absolutely. I think they have the loudest voice.
sure.
And I was using that as a representation
But I mean-
for Hamas. You can't demonize an entire, all of Americans are MAGA.
Right, and that's what I'm
like
saying. But that's why I'm saying I don't think most Americans are xenophobic.
Right, and I don't think most Palestinians are.
No, I think most Palestinians I hope most Palestinians want peace. I don't know. I just don't specifically know because I haven't been there and I don't watch enough things on it.
Okay. So then, if we look into when Hamas was the elected power,
Mhm.
and how long Netanyahu has been, at least in some governing capacity, if he is maintaining a one controllable enemy, right, and he is using that as a means to ratify everybody, how is that not like a manipulation on not only like we're giving you aid, but we want peace, and you're keeping this terrorist group going because that is what gives you authority or clout, right?
So Israel has never broken any of their agreements, and they have always come to the table to make agreements. Now, some people like to argue, one of the big arguments is that Israel never does that in good faith, that they come there with the intention of that they're going to break these agreements anyways. I don't believe that to be true, because all of the other neighbors, Jordan, Syria, Egypt, that they have made these agreements with, these treaties, these peace treaties, they have stuck to and held to each of them. So, as far as Hamas is concerned,
Right.
I don't believe that Netanyahu is specifically doing stuff to try and keep Hamas in a position of power so that he can keep rallying support to stay in his own political power there. I don't believe he is doing that. I do believe he is opportunizing every possible thing that he can do to escalate the situation. I do believe that so what I'm saying is I don't think he's trying to keep them in power so much as every time they do something, I think he is going over the top and reacting to it to maintain his own power within Israel.
Okay. So I do kind of agree with that. I think that he has maintained Hamas or allowed them to.
There was a
operate.
conspiracy theory that he was trying to send money to Hamas at one point in time.
He wasn't.
That was it was found it was debunked. Yeah, that wasn't.
He wasn't sending money. He was allowing the passage of money.
No, it was a different theory. Okay, we're back.
Okay. Hold on. I forgot what we were ending on. So then how about-
Netanyahu uses every opportunity to capitalize his own power to stay.
Okay, definitely. I do think that he has at least allowed Hamas to operate just to maintain that there is some kind of a
Opposing
ratifying
party.
entity. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, if we're paying them to maintain peace, and he has been saying that, oh, Iran it has a nuclear program, you
Mhm.
know,
Well,
why
I
the
think
fuck did he bomb? Because Iran has been.
so. Iran. So okay. Now this gets into a key thing that like this is where I would argue with my friend Kevin and other people about the most.
Okay.
If you want to look at Iran and the nuclear power situation there, they were spinning up the uranium to levels that would only be used to weaponize it. Now, that reporting comes entirely from Israel.
So, you don't
Now,
think that's biased?
is it biased? Possibly. What? Okay. So what I'm getting at when I say that, and why I make sure to say, hey, this is Israel's reporting, is because that's where a lot of people like to argue. A lot of people like to say, maybe we shouldn't just trust Israel on it. Part of the problem is they would not allow United Nations inspectors in for past 5 years. Iran. The Iranian nuclear facilities would not allow UN nuclear inspectors in. They wouldn't let people come in to inspect it to make sure that they weren't trying to spin up the plutonium to weapons grade.
So then how is Israel able to?
So the counter argument for that is basically
Uranium.
uranium. I'm sorry, not plutonium. You're right. Yeah, the uranium. The counter argument to that is, why should the Iranian government have to allow UN inspectors in? Do we allow UN inspectors in? Does Israel allow UN inspectors in?
I don't think that we have the fucking.
Well, there's no question we have.
The nuclear. We aren't under the. Fuck.
The agreement made
Exactly. The nuclear
which-
agreement that
which-
Iran set up for.
by which Trump broke,
Yeah.
which is really stupid. I agree. And then what happened after he broke it? They pulled out the UN watching devices and wouldn't allow the UN in. Now, should they allow the UN in? I would say that any government should allow the UN to be able to come in and do inspections on that, especially to know that you're not. Part of the question is, so this is where I would hang up. I would get into a big argument with my friend. Is that Iran is its own governing body and should be able to decide whether or not they want to allow UN inspectors in. Yes. It is within the U.S. interest not to have more nuclear weapons out there, especially in the hands of countries that are not aligned with U.S. interests. So Iran being a contentious enemy of the, like, more aligned with Russia and more aligned with, like, enemies of the U.S. rather than being pro-U.S. We don't want them to have more nuclear weapons. So if they're spinning up the weapons, they're a known enemy of our allies, Israel, and they're a known enemy of, or like they have hostile relations with America. We should not let them have it. So if they're not going to let inspections in, then yes, it should probably be stopped. It sucks. It sucks as an answer because it's very like deterministic and like America gets to just decide how everything is in the world. That doesn't seem right. But America is the best body to be in that position, despite Trump's. What?
This is more of an oligarchical capitalist country.
What? Iran?
No, America now.
Sure.
Okay, and let's take Saudi Arabia then.
Okay, sure.
They do not have our interest at mind, right?
I would have to delve into that more because I think Saudi Arabia is generally pretty pro-America, like, but I know they also are trying to create the what's that weird dollar called? Is it BRICS? The BRICS dollar or whatever? What are the main countries that are against the US? Russia, Iran, China, Saudi Arabia, and something with a B. It's not Brazil. Maybe it is Brazil. Not that Brazil's necessarily aligned against this, but they're just a big enough economy that they can be a part of it. They're trying to create like a dollar to compete with the USD.
Well, all of the Central and South America are trying to make one currency because the first.
Well, so the problem is, and this is what they want to avoid, is when Russia was popping off and going into Ukraine, stuff like that, we started cutting them off from the. Oh my God, why can't I think of it? I used to use it all the time at my previous job. Basically the wire transferring program that allows money to be sent overseas and stuff like that. We started cutting them off from financial, like the U.S., not the U.S. economy, not just the U.S. economy, but the world economy.
Okay, which is a gold standard backed by the U.S. dollar, right?
I wouldn't say gold standard because that specifically means that your currency is tied to gold that you hold, but it's generally most things are traded in within the USD. Yes, so they cut them off from it. What is that called?
Okay, until this is just recently, China made a deal with Saudi Arabia and they used their currency. So that was one of the.
Correct. Yeah, they use the BRICS. Yeah.
Yeah, which
Transfer.
is already like that's a telltale sign of like our economy no longer having that.
Which is only due to Trump's stupidity with the tariffs. Because basically the USD is currently unstable because we have an unstable person We have an unstable person in office who is trying to decide for like trade policy, which is well out of his yeah.
Expertise. I absolutely agree with that.
What do they call this? SWIFT. Okay, the SWIFT system. So they cut Russia off from the SWIFT system and really hurt their economy. And then as a result, the other countries wanted to create I want to say it's called BRICS, which would then prevent America from being able to do that. Now, is that right or wrong? Maybe America shouldn't be able to do that, but also the whole reason why they're doing it is to try and disincentivize doing some of the actions like attacking Ukraine, stuff like that. So it gets messy.
Well, if we have such an unstable person currently as the highest elected official in our country, a country that has such global reach, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have that level of dictatorial power because our dictators are fucking idiots.
Well, I don't know if we should or shouldn't necessarily. It's a bit of a complicated question. Because inherently no. Like it's one group probably shouldn't have that. It's that would be unipolar system. Unipolar system means that there is one power that one group that holds all the power, and so the rest of the world acts based on that group's will, basically. So in a unipolar world, America is just the sole power body. Now we don't have that. We have multipolar. No, it's a system of governance. Basically, it's a political science term for like identifying international politics and like things like that. So we're not in a unipolar world. We're at least a multipolar world. So most people would argue that we were multipolar because we had United States, Russia, America. United States, Russia, China as the polars. There's kind of some questions on if Russia's truly as strong as they maybe kind of indicate they are.
They just have land.
They have lands, they have bodies, and they had the economy for it on paper. Now, they were having a lot of problems with their military.
Is this before or after the collapse of the USSR?
This is currently. I'm talking about like prior to the Ukraine war. They were having a lot of we thought that they were fine, and then the Ukraine. So there's some question on if the funding was actually going to their military properly or not.
Well, that's the reason that the Soviet Union fell.
Well, due to corruption, yeah, but that's kind of like a different.
Because of Afghanistan.
Well, it's because of black market trading and like having problems like securing the dollar and instability within like their own economy and their own like economic system.
Exactly. And
like true blue communism just doesn't work like stars.
Well, I think communism on a small like communal scale is good, but not on a grand governmental scale, right?
I mean, I don't think so. I don't even think it would work.
20 people all living in one, like, hey, we all have shared responsibility. That's a small, controllable communist.
I kind of.
Like, that's what I am saying. Like, yeah, communism.
The problem is it gets into weird negotiation standards of like how do you decide if, like, let's say you want to get a PlayStation 6. How do you decide who gets to decide whether or not you can buy a PlayStation 6? Should you allow other people to dictate that no, you can't?
Yeah, that's why, as a government, it always devolves into authoritarian.
Well, no. I'm just saying, like, you shouldn't have to negotiate with the other people within your... okay, if you're... Do you think people can self-govern?
I once heard somebody talk about a shopping cart.
Yeah, but do you think people can self-govern?
Not everybody.
Do you think people should be given the right to make their own decisions? Should they have that freedom?
In what capacity, their own decision?
Just a general capacity of, like, should you be able to or should you not be able to make your own decisions about life in the world?
Okay, well, again, it depends. Like, I rely on
So, okay,
for not
let's
only
say-
my water, my power.
Let's say you get you make $1,000 a month at your job. Your rent costs $600. You have to spend $200 on food. Should you be able to take your money and decide if you want to go out and try and buy a PlayStation and make like it work? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Should you be able to do that or not? Like, or should you have to be like, hey, other people in this world, I really want a PlayStation. Can we please get me a PlayStation? Because when you're doing communism and like like with 20 people or 10 people or however many people you want to say, you have to negotiate with them on whether or not they're okay with you getting a PlayStation.
Okay, well, that's two different mixes of governance, right? So if you have a job and you're making money, that income is counterintuitive to the idea of a communist responsibility, right?
Well, no, because you're talking about like you think it could potentially work within a smaller group, and I'm saying I don't think you should have to necessarily negotiate with the group to decide whether or not you can what you do with the proceeds of your labor. But that's like just a kind of bigger.
Okay, so so my idea of a communist little group, you all are responsible for
I didn't think you could get in here.
task. If you're out foraging and you find all the food that people are going to rely on, is it your labor that you get to like divvy out?
So there's planned economy, which is where you come together as a group and you try and say like, hey, this is what we want to do for the year. Like, how many times do people want to have spaghetti this year? You set like target goals on everything, and people decide like this is what we're going to try and make, and then people produce to that plan, which I mean generally doesn't work. But that's kind of like its own different little thing. It's because like you can't expect unexpected things, or like what if you don't meet production goals or whatever. It's a complicated like economic plan to look at.
Absolutely.
But
yeah, as a whole, you're right. I would agree that communism, there is a just
I don't think
systemic breakdown.
yeah, I don't think it. I wish it would.
I don't think we should have income tax. If we're paying, that's like double taxation, right?
In what sense?
If I am having to pay not only sales tax but also property tax on,
So consumer tax.
yeah,
So if we have a consumer tax, you don't think that you should have to pay a income tax? Why does it keep stunning me whenever he shows up? God, quit punching me, Jesus. Okay, so basically, what you're positing is that why should you have to pay an income tax for everything you earn, and then another tax on
and I get that one is
when you
on
buy
a
stuff. So,
state level, and the other one is on a federal level.
well, you also have a state income tax,
Yeah, and especially if we're not able to.
but it helps with people who are traveling.
And why am I also responsible for paying taxes that I don't get to decide like how my tax money is being invested?
I think it's generally good that we can't decide that.
Listen, if I have to pay taxes, that's fine. Can't I at least say, like, I want my money
No.
invested into education?
No, I don't think that's a good way to do it.
Why not?
Because then we don't have proper funding for all the programs that we might need to do in society. And it leads to a general breakdown of, like, people trying to... Like, okay, so basically what you're trying to get at... What you're trying to get at is, like, should I be able to say, like, ethically, I'm paying money to this government. I don't think we should be going to war. So I don't think I should have to pay taxes if we're going to be going to war with people, is what you're trying to get at. That's the, like...
Right.
That's the thing that you're trying to get at. But generally, we shouldn't be able to generally decide because that's not how our system works. We put money into a pool for the collective good of society, and then we use that to fix...
unstable fucking...
Well, we use that to fix things, whether you, like, fully like the things that they're using it to fix or not. It's not really... It's not best interest of the people to do that. I'd have to...
Okay,
I'd have to read exactly why again, but...
I'm not saying take away from just the, like, standard infrastructural upkeep of, like, take Kansas, for example, like, fixing potholes, like, that takes constant work, right? Like, there is an obvious need for that kind of...
That's what you're saying, that you're not, but on paper you are. Shouldn't I be able to decide where my taxes go? Well, if I don't want my tax money to go to roads. I don't want my tax money to go to, like, helping homeless people.
There should...
I don't want my tax money in Kansas to go to, like, helping, like, emergency relief funds in California.
I don't think our tax money goes to
helping
homeless people, though.
It does. Maybe not to the degree you want it to, but it does. There are government programs to help homeless people, right?
Okay, so then if the departments of these, recipients...
Mm-hmm. And if the homeless people are old enough, they get Medicare, Medicaid, right?
Not for much longer.
Well, sure, but I'm saying your tax money does go to it. I'm just using these as examples to show that we do. Our tax money does go to help them.
Okay,
now,
maybe in, like, a tangential sense.
Maybe not to the degree that we might like, sure.
Right, but we spend more on military funding than any other country, and the next country is...
But do you think that's bad?
Absolutely.
We spend more than the next 5... we spend more than the next 5 countries combined, and 4 of the top 5, us being one of those. So the 3 of the top 5 are our allies. Yeah,
I mean, kind of. If there are how many wars going on? There's the war in Ukraine. There's the war on Gaza. The Syrian civil war just ended. There's
a lot of war, sure.
Right. So if we are a global peacekeeper, why aren't we doing more to keep the peace if we have such a...
Okay, so I would take a further stance than a lot of other people would, and I would say that it is in our... I would say that America should be acting as a moral, ethical leader of the world, yes. Such that if there is a conflict in the world, America should be playing World Cup, yes. I am a firm believer that America should actually be policing the world, yes.
But we don't.
Well, but people would argue that we shouldn't. Realistically, based on the other arguments that you've given so far, it would generally be that you would say that we shouldn't be.
I agree, because there are different beliefs in other parts
Yeah.
of the world,
And that's fine. That's fair. Like, I don't have good arguments for why we should be world police.
Well, I think America is kind of viewed as...
But I...
the Great War or the Second World War.
You mean the 2-time World War winner? Champions?
Okay, yeah, well, if we go in and towards the fucking home stretch,
Well, yeah, sure.
pretty easy. As far
Well,
as
I
the
would say that
arena goes.
that's not the case for the Pacific Front, but...
Well...
And I would even say, I wouldn't disregard our efforts in the Eastern Front, but...
Well, I mean, we didn't join the Eastern Front until after the sinking of the Lusitania, because it was just a tertiary assistance at most. The Pacific was...
But we did mobilize our economy to, like, be able to help supply tanks and guns and ammunition and all this stuff for the ongoing war effort. We were still active members, and it is kind of,
right.
Despite being
the same role that we have in Ukraine.
I think we should be playing a bigger role in Ukraine, but that's kind of my own opinion.
That too.
That's just my own.
I think we should be helping Ukraine more. That is interesting when you have such a
What?
strong defense for the Israeli. And again, like, I can't associate Netanyahu's political agenda or personal fervor for the entirety of the population, because I'm sure he is not held to the same level of support.
Well, okay. The problem is that if you read through all the agreements, and they've had a lot of agreements, Fox Park. Hold on, wait. So that would be. That's got to be SA.
And if you think who has one of these?
Cool. Blah. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to give it like a deep-throated like defense of Netanyahu's actions, but I will give a deep-throated like defense of Israel's agreements. When they make these agreements, they stick to them.
Well, Israel has broken several ceasefires, though.
They did with Egypt, but not prior to them having a. I don't believe it was prior to them having a treaty peace agreement, because they took the aggressive action and started the 7-day war with Egypt.
Okay.
They started it under the guy. They even actually blew up a U.S. ship. Then they attacked a U.S. ship, Navy ship. Now they say that it was entirely accidental.
Fuck, and we haven't even talked about the Venezuelan boats that are being fucking drugged.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good thing, obviously, and I don't even think they can prove that they're transferring drugs.
Well, and there's, first of all, if they think it, they need to go to court. Like, that is the whole point of our.
Well, okay, to be fair, the U.S. president can do such attacks without notifying Congress, I want to say, for 48 hours. Either 24 or 48 hours. I don't know the specific on it. But then the Senate has to create a vote before we can go to war officially. But he can attack things without congressional approval.
Okay, well, not domestically, though, right? This is
No, yeah, you couldn't attack Florida, if that's what you mean.
Well, I do think that, like, the habeas, like, the Great Writ is, you can't punish a people because they were disagreement with the elected official or policy. Like, that is one of the ones that makes America so great. You have an opinion and you can voice that opinion.
Yeah, freedom of speech.
But I do think if you are going to fucking kill somebody in international waters with just a notion.
But that's like a U.S. citizen, though.
What?
That's not a U.S. citizen, though. You're talking about, like, attacking Venezuelan ships?
Yeah, that's even.
Yeah, it's not
worse.
good.
And I am obviously not in support of the Venezuelan dictator.
Is that Bolsonaro? Because I think he might have
That's
just been...
Brazil.
Oh, okay. Because I think he just got removed from power the other day.
There is an interviewer who does a very well
Who is it?
explanation. He is a
What's her name?
He is Afghani and
It's Mehdi Hassan.
oh, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, I like Mehdi Hassan. He's really good.
he interviews him.
I think he does a really good job.
Yeah, I think he is articulate and well spoken. But he was kind of interviewing some people for the war on Gaza.
There's a person I like for political stuff, and his name's Destiny, and I think he has incredibly well researched takes that he also researches on stream, which is why I know all these facts. And he's been in debates with like Mehdi Hassan on his side. I think I don't know if he's debated against him. I think he would debate against him on the Israel-Palestine conflict. But Mehdi Hassan is very, very well informed also, though.
What is his take on Israel Palestine?
Pretty much everything I've said to you is stuff that I've heard from him researching on stream. Like him actually pulling out books and doing the research and pulling out the articles and reading the articles and going through the sources that they're using and citing.
Okay, so not enough people do that.
No, I agree. There's a lot of people who do not do it at all. And that not good. That not good at all, not one bit. Uh, 1219. Yeah, I must have. Yeah, I probably just need to reboot it. Usually does. They've been having a problem, so they have them all set to like restart at midnight.
Oh yeah, we lost power and surgery the other week, and then somebody was having an MI, and then it took a while. It's definitely gonna be the same one.
For the Carry Eye thing? That was a different thing.
What is that?
That's like the virtual nurse cameras.
Oh no, this is totally different. This is somebody had an elective surgery and had a fucking heart attack and died, and it was
Because of the power outage?
no, but
Oh.
that didn't help.
Yeah, okay.
Just the response time from cardiology and
Gotcha.
getting them to cath lab and stenting and then, yeah. But,
Just various not good things, yeah.
what a perfect storm.
You know, I don't know. There's a lot of things that really kind of suck that's going on right now. But, like, to focus on the Israel thing, though, because I will beat a point into the ground. Oh, I guess we can discard this. Combine this. Store this. Sorry, I'm trying to remember what items I might need.
Oh, I think I know who Destiny. I think I've seen him. Does he kind of have a fro? Really fast.
Yeah, a lot of people say he talks really fast. I wouldn't say he has a fro. He definitely has messy hair. Yeah, I don't know who would have a fro.
Okay, unkempt, generally.
Yeah, I mean, he got famous playing StarCraft 2. And that, like, that was kind of his start. A lot of people don't like him, which is fine. You don't have to like him.
Okay, what point are you trying to beat New Run recently?
I'm kind of trying to think. Okay, so the thing that really sucks, and the thing that people should generally feel really bad for, is the Palestinian people, because they are in a position where the entire rest of the world is telling them to keep fighting, and is supporting that they're what's going on, kind of, and like the Palestinians fighting back. I mean, not like supporting Israel, and it's generally speaking, you would agree that unless somebody else gets involved, the Palestinian people are never going to win, right?
Absolutely. If they're receiving this amount of aid because they are...
Well, they're not receiving military aid.
No. This is just like humanitarian aid.
Yeah, they get the most humanitarian.
Not military. I don't even think they have any kind of a defense force. They have no means of being able
Hamas would be their defense force, but yeah.
That's not really a defense force.
Well, they're the elected governing body.
Again, I think... When was Hamas elected?
You can pull up Hamas elections.
Okay, January 2006.
Yep, January 25th.
Okay, so that happened 20 years ago, right?
When was the last elections in Palestine? (2013). It was the Palestinian autonomous areas from 1994 to 2013. Elections were scheduled to be held in 2009, but were postponed because of the Fatah-Hamas conflict. The PNA has a multi-party system with numerous parties in their system. Fatah is the dominant party.
Okay. So Hamas has been the reigning powers for 2 decades, right?
Sure.
Okay. Now look up the...
So there were 2010, 2012 local elections, 2016, 2017 local elections, 2021, 2022. So they do elections roughly every 6 years.
Okay. What is the average age of the Palestinian population? Because right here, Hamas has been in power for a hell of a lot longer than most of these people have been alive.
I mean, it says the median, but I don't have the
It's average.
significant portion as... It says 42% of the population's under 15, but I don't know...
So
One, I don't know if medians are a good statistic to use. And then what is
well, statistics obviously can be skewed to any...
Palestinian population by age?
If you're saying, like, well, Hamas is your elected government, but he was elected before I was even fucking born, that's kind of unfair for you to put that on.
Right, but like okay. Who should Israel negotiate with for peace?
They don't want peace. They want the land.
Who should Israel negotiate with for peace, though?
What do you mean? We're paying them money to negotiate on our behalf for Western interest. Isn't that right?
No, well, I'm saying we can push towards peace by financially incentivizing them to listen to America. We can incentivize them down a path of peace, yes.
All right, well...
But I'm saying...
If Hamas is...
If the Israeli government wanted to make peace, which we can split hairs on whether they do or they don't.
Okay.
If they wanted to, who should they negotiate with?
Well, that depends. We don't negotiate with terrorists.
I'm not talking about us. I'm saying who should the Israeli government negotiate with?
I get that. But if we view Hamas as a terrorist group, we shouldn't negotiate with them as a governing body, right?
It gets weird and really messy when you start calling like people's governments terrorist groups.
Hamas is not a government, though.
Hamas is the elected government.
But that might be the administration, right?
Uh-huh.
But it's not a government. Like you just said earlier that
The U.S. government consists of two parties, the Republicans and Democrats, right?
Right, but we are a democracy. Right?
We're a republic, technically.
Okay, sure.
We're a republic because we have a
have
bill of
our
laws that we
elected
use to,
officials, right,
and
our
we
representatives for
elect
our
them
vote.
through a democratic process. Yes.
Okay. Either way, Hamas
Is the current people elected to power
but
and
that's
running the government there?
administration, right?
They're administrating the government there. Yes.
But they're also unfit to be able to govern themselves
Why?
because that was some statistics established by. You just read it earlier before.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to hit you with a philosophical question, and
Sure.
I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to this. And I think this is the most interesting philosophical question you can get into. Let's say somebody murders 20 people in cold blood, guns them down in the street on video camera. Okay. So there's no question. Everyone knows they did this. Okay.
Yeah.
Should a population be able to elect that person to be the president, to be like a governing leader? Should that person be able to run for office and be elected and hold power?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I would say no. I would say personally, like if you take away someone else's right to vote, then you shouldn't be able to govern other people, nor should you be able to ever vote again. So essentially killing someone is you've removed their ability to ever vote and hold any, you know what I mean?
But we don't know why he killed those people.
I'm just saying, like, it was
I agree that murder.
a person.
is-
A person goes into a kindergarten and shoots up the entire kindergarten and kills a bunch of kids. Okay,
Yeah.
we can make it more horrendous if you want.
So
okay,
if we elected the
should
same
people be
people-
able to decide that person should be able to be president or not?
First of all, that is a reflection of the voting populace. right?
Okay,
So that has nothing to do with the individual or the circumstances. This is who you see, and this
Sure.
is who you want
Sure.
to govern you. That is a reflection of their beliefs. And
but
their
you
values.
think that they should be able to elect that person?
I don't know what kind of democracy. I don't know what kind of culture or society.
I'm just saying-
This
I'm
is
just
a
saying-
hypothetical.
I'm saying this is why it's philosophy, because it's not like we're not using exacts. I don't have any exacts, and I don't have a gotcha to follow this up with. I'm not gonna like be like, okay, because of that. What? And I'll tell you where I'm leading with this is that Hamas is the people administrating the government there. If Israel wanted to go for peace, who would they negotiate with? They have to negotiate with the people administrating the government, Hamas. Hamas doesn't want peace. So Israel is also in a situation where they can't even negotiate for peace because Hamas doesn't want peace. They want to keep fighting. So
Both sides don't want peace, though. Netanyahu doesn't either. So they are both
I
incentivized to.
I don't. Maybe.
Netanyahu doesn't want to be viewed as the.
Netanyahu maybe doesn't want peace. I don't know if Israel doesn't want peace.
Netanyahu is his own. If he is the governing factor, right? He is essentially Hamas, right? The Israeli equivalent of Hamas.
Right. That's what I said. I said Hamas. I didn't say the Palestinians don't want peace, and I'm not saying the Israelis don't want peace.
But the two
would
governing
I would
bodies-
maybe believe that Netanyahu doesn't want peace. I don't know, and I would also believe that Hamas. I do believe Hamas does not want peace.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, should you be able to elect people even if you know that that person's like an apprehensible group? So if you're saying Hamas is a terrorist group, if you want to elect a terrorist group to be your elected leaders, then it gets kind of weird to call them a terrorist group because they're kind of not really terrorists anymore. It's just a hostile military government. You know, they're not like a group that's acting outside of the governing land's laws.
Okay, but that's also like, why do we view them as a terror group? Because if they are just fighting for their own independence, but that independence is.
Well, that's what I'm
to
saying.
us.
I don't think they are a terror group.
Okay. And if
I'm saying the U.S. government's like listing them as a terror group so that they can export like people here on student visas, which I think is an entirely immoral, authoritarian like action.
okay, yeah, that's beside. Okay,
But I don't think you should be able to list a foreign government as a terrorist group because that doesn't make any sense.
all right. I guess my argument is, at what point do we intervene, or does Israel, because we're paying them an obscene amount of money, right? At what point do they dispose of Hamas because we can see that the Palestinian people are in the obvious victims here, right?
Okay. Yeah. The Palestinian people are the people that we should feel the most bad for, yes. Because they are both they're getting it from both sides. Arab nations are pushing them to fight a fight that they can never win, so that they're used as a political pawn against Israel, and Israel is never going to lose to them as it stands, and America's not going to let Israel lose. So like Palestine can never win. So the Palestinian people are the people who are getting the absolutely most shafted in this. But they need to have a revolt against Hamas and not have Hamas be their elected government anymore. They have to put an end to it. The Palestinian people have to do that.
Again, I don't think that they will ever get rid of Hamas, right?
I agree. They won't, because they're the currently elected people and have support.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is, if I can say like, hey, I think Palestinian, they need help right now, and you associate that with anti-Semitic, like, oh, you hate Israel. Me saying like, hey, we need our own independence, that's saying like, oh, hey, they're Hamas, right?
Okay.
If they are associating any kind of like freedom or ideology of like a Palestinian free like
State,
like a two-state
two-state
solution, right? They don't want that.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Israel.
Okay. I just wanted to be specific on Hamas or Israel. That's why.
Right. Netanyahu. How about that?
Okay. I believe they do want to, like, I believe the Israeli people want a two-state solution. I think Netanyahu doesn't want a two-state solution, but I think he would accept it as long as Hamas was not the governing body.
Okay, you should look up what Netanyahu's grand scheme for Greater Israel is.
I've heard it.
There is no two-state in that.
I think that, like I said, Netanyahu never fails to use an opportunity to take more land from Palestine. Like, he never misses an opportunity to do that. And the Hamas and the Palestinians never fail to give him another opportunity to keep doing it.
So then if the Palestinians can't get their own independence, like, and Israel sure as this shit isn't going to help, because Israel doesn't give a shit about Palestine, right?
Sure.
Because it is Netanyahu.
Sure.
He is the representative. It's like Trump not giving a shit about anybody else. Like, we
Sure.
might not believe in it, but he is the authority. I don't think that...
There's the problem, is the Palestinians have to no longer support Hamas, and they have to remove Hamas from power. Because once Hamas is no longer the governing body, then they can have somebody go to Israel and try to actually negotiate. But the problem is that historically, throughout time, the Palestinian leadership has never gone to the negotiation table in good faith. It has not yet happened. Because every other governing group, Egypt, Syria, Jordan, that has made treaties, agreements, pacts with Israel, it's been held to 100% from Israel without Israel attempting to break it, moving to break it, doing anything against them.
What about Omar Gaddafi?
What about him?
Well, Israel assassinated him, even though he was the closest to the Israeli-Palestinian peace negotiation, right?
Omar
I
Gaddafi.
think that's his name.
Muammar Gaddafi,
Yeah.
who ruled Libya.
Wait, no. Fuck. Oh, Arafat.
How do you spell that?
A-R-A-F-A-T.
Hold on, wait, sorry. A-R-A-F-A-T.
Yasser Arafat. Yeah, there we go.
Yasser Arafat, Abu Ammar. Okay, Abu Ammar is probably why you were think of the one guy, was a Palestinian political leader. He was chairman of the Palestine Liberation Organization, the PLO, from 1969 to 2004. President of Palestine from 1989 to 2004. I assume he's dead?
Yeah,
Died.
He's assassinated.
November 11th, day before my birthday. In France. Are you sure he was assassinated? Hold on.
Yeah, because Israel regarded him as a terrorist.
Died unexpectedly November 11th, 2004, at the age of 75 after a short period of illness. The cause of his death has since been debated. Several different theories concerning suggested, however, official investigation by French and Russian teams did not find evidence of foul play. Arafat's illness began on October 12, 2004, with nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and diarrhea. Soon afterwards, his general health deteriorated following visits by the doctor, including teams from Tunisia, Jordan, Egypt. Arafat was taken to France on a French government jet and was admitted to a hospital, a suburb of Paris. But there's nobody found, unless you're saying that Israel has a super poison that has not been detected yet.
Yeah, it's like the same nerve agent. All right, whatever. This is a obvious, conspiracy theorist. I do think that he was one of the closest to negotiating, and it wasn't even a two-state deal. It was just, and this was before whatchamacallit, Hamas, because 2 years before Hamas.
Some people are saying he had AIDS, but this is like an Israeli person saying that, just based on his like medical history. But I don't. Some people say he was killed by his wife at the end of 2024, with ex-Shin Bet agent and Hamas insider said that Arafat's wife unplugged him from life support to steal the $9 billion Arafat had amassed. I don't.
Maybe she just saw her husband's suffering. But it's like the Russian nerve agent, that they...
Polonium. On August 8th, 2012, Swiss experts were invited to the West Bank to prepare the examination of his remains. The lab said that they wanted guarantees that the investigation would not be used for political purposes, saying, meanwhile, our main concern is to guarantee the independence and credibility, blah, blah, blah. Collected samples. These, according to the Al Jazeera network, which is the one that Mehdi Hassan works for. That's the one I think you were trying to talk about earlier. Hold on, let's actually make sure.
Al Jazeera, that's the Israeli.
Like, you mean this guy, right? Pretty sure you mean him.
No.
Oh, this isn't the guy you mean?
No.
Al Jazeera is not Israeli. Al Jazeera News Network?
Oh, hold on. Here. Yama Wolasma?
How do you spell that?
Yama.
Huh?
Wolasmal.
ASMAL.
Watch one of his. I like him.
Afghan Norwegian news anchor. Yeah, I haven't heard anything from him yet. I don't think. Yeah, I can look up some of his stuff later. Interviewee about charges. Okay, wait. In November 2017, Wolasmal was hired as an anchor of Norway's main television news program. In 2020, he was appointed as foreign correspondent. April 2024, he conducted an interview with Israeli government spokesman which garnered worldwide attention. In the interview, interrogated the interviewee about charges of Israeli war crimes and the Gaza genocide. Okay. Maybe, did he use the words Gaza genocide? Do you know?
Well, that was off of Wikipedia. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm asking.
it is a cultural, like, I think genocide is done with clear intent, but...
So you don't think it's a genocide?
Alright, if you're poking holes in apartheid, even though it is of a similar vein,
Mhm.
their genocide, because they are being watched globally, they have to do it meticulously. But that is their end game. Is the Palestinian no longer being present. Okay?
Okay.
So that is a kind of cultural eradication.
Okay. I would say genocide includes killing a culture. I would definitely say it's not a genocide, but that's fine. I would inherently say it's not a genocide because if it's a genocide, then it's one of the most ineffective and not inconsequential, but like ineffective and incompetent genocide ever carried out in history. I think I would say. God damn it!
How so? I mean,
Because the population's growing,
I mean, the population is predominantly
but it's growing.
20 years and under.
Well, we can. Okay, what is the median age in America? 39. Okay. What is the median age in Egypt? 24.5.
Okay. Oh.
What is the median age? The median age in Israel? 29.2.
They don't have a higher.
I mean, granted, I'm using Google's AI, so I'm not like clicking on an actual like article anywhere. What is the median age in Palestine? 20.1. Yeah.
Okay.
What
So
is the median age in Pakistan? 20.6.
Well, Pakistan is also at war with
Yeah.
India right now.
What is the median age in Ukraine? 41.8.
Oh, good longevity.
Yeah.
So then look up Palestinian territory
Okay.
now as of compared to when did 1946 is when the war ended, or 45?
Okay.
Because that was after the
But my point is though that the population's on the rise, not on the decline.
right. I don't think that population booms are necessarily indicative of. Take the March of Tears. Right?
Sure.
Just because we didn't eradicate all of the Native
Yeah.
Americans doesn't mean that we didn't want their total.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, like, if you want to add the like adjective of cultural, I might be willing to agree. That's what I said. Like you said, cultural. So like I'm kind of. Did I just auto die? Yes. Yeah. That's why I'm not in disagreement of if you want to say it's a cultural thing of that you're going in and trying to destroy the culture of that like society, then sure. I would take a more based position and say that maybe not all culture should exist. Not saying whether or not the Palestinian one should or shouldn't, but a
You're
culture.
saying all culture.
Yeah, whole culture. No, I'm not saying like I don't think a culture should exist as a inherent of it's a culture, therefore it should exist, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no shit.
It shouldn't just exist just because it's a culture. Like it should have a reason that we should want it to exist.
Yeah, I've been saying that of like you don't do things just because it's a. Oh fuck. God damn it! Somebody used this word earlier, but
I'm just saying, like, we can agree that there's probably a culture in the world that's generally like bad and shouldn't. Like, if your culture is like our culture is like we kill everyone that we feel like, and we rape and murder people at will if we feel like it, then that's probably not a good culture that we should allow to exist. We shouldn't defend that culture.
I mean, if you're the one doing the raping and murdering,
Then
you would
maybe.
defend it, right?
Maybe, who knows?
I mean, that's
No, but again, it's not analogous because that's not what is happening in Palestine. I'm just saying.
No, but you can prolong suffering, not necessarily by the murder of everybody, because that again,
Mhm.
not that that's isn't happening though, because they're
What, prolonged suffering?
not prolonged. I was gonna say that there are mass graves that they have been.
Where? I mean, but
Sorry.
no.
Mass
Where?
graves of Palestinians
In Palestine.
hidden by Israel.
Okay.
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
I wanted to make sure that we weren't talking about another place. That's why I was saying where.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, clerical acuity.
Um,
So I do think that there is
I mean, maybe. Like,
an inherent sense of nefarious intent against Palestine, and Netanyahu, who has the power and the means to
there are, I mean,
achieve peace, because he is the immediate most authority, right?
sure.
He doesn't want it, so he will not be incentivized to. do it.
He's not incentivized to seek peace. No.
Correct. Even though we're paying him to get peace.
Well, no, we're not paying him to get peace. I'm saying we give them money. We can use that as leverage to make them vie for peace, which is what we did, which is why he had to apologize to, I want to say it was Soleimani, but I don't remember who. Which is why they had the temporary peace, which was very, very temporary. It lasted like less than a week, I think. And everyone was like, oh, Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize because he's brought it into the Israel-Palestine conflict. But it lasted like less than a week. It sucks.
Absolutely.
And what really sucks is that there's not a good way to deal with the situation other than two-state.
I have a question. Has this been on that?
What? Have I been streaming it? Yeah.
Oh man,
Well, I don't have a problem. Like, I'll defend all my positions. I don't mind.
that's fair.
What?
Nothing.
What?
I just ate a bunch of
Oh,
M&Ms and I'm salivating.
I used to make
And
those.
I said, Like, used to make those. You worked at Mars.
Yeah. For a little bit. To be fair, I didn't actually make the M&Ms. I just put them in the package.
You're a fudge packer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put nuts in my packages.
There was one time. It was
Uh-huh.
after they got rid of all the. It was the sugar-free initiative here,
Uh-huh.
and they had like 6 different types of M&Ms.
Yeah. Kind of weird that they have those, right? Is that what you're...
Well, I thought like you're gonna get rid of all the sugary carbonated beverages, but you got
Yeah.
crispy and soft and regular.
We have
and peanut and almond.
15 different types of Oreos at the... taking up the cookie aisle, but this is what we're going to crack down on? No. What other lies did you tell? Me? I don't tell no lies. I only tell cold, hard truths. I don't tell white lies. We only tell black truths here.
Yeah. Oh shit! This is not nearly long. Oh well, I'll get into it.
That's all we do. Speak cold, hard facts. You just admitted about putting M&Ms and not making... You just admitted about putting M&Ms and not making them. Well, so like I helped work the production line is more what I think the intent of what I was saying. If that's what you're.
Yeah, we go with semantics and meanings of words.
Well, to be fair, I did help spray the gum on them. If
You
that's
sprayed cum on them?
yes, yes, that is exactly what I said. It's the like,
I knew it.
it's the like,
the
that's what
savory.
gives them the sheen.
That's the umami.
Yeah, it's that umami. It's that sweet, sweet umami. Ooh, mommy.
No, I'm still gonna eat these.
No, the spray color and the there's like a fine gum layer over them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what gives them their shine. And prevents them from melting in your hand.
Oh, yeah, I want them to melt in my mouth.
Yeah, exactly. You want it to melt in your mouth, not in your hand. Horrible indeed. A weird glaze. Ew. No, it's like a fine gum. You have to tumble them for like hours. It's really annoying. So I have actually made M&Ms. I just didn't do much of it. I did it like once or twice to help out in an area. It's like the week was starting up, and since we have to go through the whole like roasting the peanuts, spraying them with the chocolate, covering them with like powdered sugar fine dust, and then applying the coating, the color, and the gum. On a night where we're doing that, we're not going to be packaging because nothing's going to make it to packaging by the time of that. So I've helped out in the other areas. Pretty laborious. You know what they do though is they take all the scrap, sell it to pig farms.
What? Of this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, paper scrap, chocolate scrap. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You got scrap.
If it's scrap in the process, then it's going to a pig farm.
Huh.
Think about that for a bit.
That's good for those pigs, I guess. Because
Fattens them up. Not that you have to worry about that. You're super fit. You're way more fit than I am. You're kind of jacked a little bit.
I appreciate the adulation, I suppose. I just got a working stove, and I'm super excited about it.
Yeah.
I made beef stroganoff.
Ooh, that's what you had tonight?
That's what I brought, yeah.
So we made beef stroganoff, but we just did it through Hamburger Helper because we're lazy.
Me too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really going with that. My poor childhood with 11 cans on working at factory child labor. No. My family did grow up pretty poor, though, realistically. We shouldn't have been, though, is the problem. I mean, my dad should be poor. He
I don't know. I appreciated, like, my fond childhood memories are before I met
before you met me.
more considered, no, well, I didn't go to 437 until after my mom met
Yeah.
that asshole. In which case, money does not buy happiness, and even having it doesn't necessarily make you.
No, yeah. No, I was incredibly happy, like, hanging out with my dad and stuff like that. But no, I'm saying he should have been poor because he had so many kids that he was taking care of. But my mom did way too well to justify being as poor as we were. Like, occasionally, like, our power and water would shut off. Stupid stuff like that.
No shit.
Yeah. Which, to me, I thought was kind of, like, normal, I guess. But I just... I guess
I mean, it was normal in mine after I moved out.
God damn it. Can I not dodge these things? So I just need to blast them. I think we just need to blast them. So I came out blasting. I had a drug problem, so that's on me. You know it. Hee. No, I didn't want to pick that up. You idiot, Jill. Jill, you're so stupid.
It's the hair.
Must be. What else could it be? already. All right.
Alright.
Ay, ay, ay. No, I will watch one of this guy's stuff, though.
What?
I will watch one of this guy's interview things. The guy you were recommending.
Oh, yeah. Please do.
When you listen to stuff on this, how long are the videos that you listen to?
I don't know, like 20, 30 minutes.
20, 30 minutes, okay.
It's like a normal interview.
No, well, okay.
Well, I guess it depends.
That's a
on-
normal interview, yes. But I mean, how long, like,
I'll watch the video.
like,
All of it? Yeah, not just. When
no, but I mean, like,
When
sorry,
I found him, it was just a like short on YouTube,
sure.
and so I looked him up to watch the full video.
What I'm getting at, to be more clear, is like, if I send you a video of a guy, what, like, I'm trying to think of, like, what a comparable thing is, because some of the videos that the guy that I like does is, like, 4 hours long.
I am just gonna be honest.
Well, that's why I'm asking. This
Yeah.
is why I'm asking, to try and get a idea.
Oh, what would I watch?
Well, like, yeah,
I mean,
I'm
I
trying to
like
figure out how
the
comprehensive
guy
it is.
who you thought I was talking about.
Mehdi Hassan?
Yeah, I do think he has some pretty.
No, he's really good.
I like him. There's another guy.
At 2x, the
who's been
multiple.
pretty vocal about the-
2x is the only way to watch videos. Only if you're based. What were you saying?
You did say based at one point, and I was. Because the topic was so poignant, I didn't want to fucking just ruin it, but.
Is that all you could think about, is the fact that I threw out based?
Yes, and I lost.
You're like,
it.
yeah, I made you forget everything I'd said before that.
That's it.
That was my debate tactic there.
Playing the long game.
Yeah, see, it worked. I win. I win the
Yes,
debate.
That's an deception, yeah.
That's a word we learned today. I will take the based position.